Hello.
And welcome to Film
Bastards.
And hello, and welcome. Apparently it's 590.
Is it? Wasn't the last one you labelled at 590? This is great content. No, you've never the last episode 490 when it was actually 589. This one is.
Hang on, where have I said that? Where have I said that?
That's what it says on the Apple Podcast app.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I think we should keep all this in. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, welcome people to episode 589. No, it's you who should do 589.
What?
No, but it's not it's 590.
590. See, Mark episodes are always chaotic.
No, mate. I mean that's my fault because I mistakenly updated. There we go. It's fixed now.
But Ian, on that picture that you sent earlier, that says 490.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
But you're saying 590.
That's because we are 590. Get with the programme.
Okay. It is definitely 590. It is definitely 590.
So, it's episode 590, guys.
Nah, for sure.
And I'm joined by...
Becky, hello everyone.
And...
Ian Loring, hello.
And yes, we're joined by you, audience, dear listeners. And it's here. It has arrived. It is Ian's Erection Week. It is F1 trademark the movie.
Yeah, I did notice that. That's awful.
On the BBFC card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is literally... You watch it and you go, wow, that's a bit cringe.
But then, when the title card, it does just say F1.
Yeah. Yeah, so we've got F1 the movie. We don't have...
Do you know what I really fancy?
What?
A zero alcohol Heineken.
The,
Yeah.
Do you
For
indeed?
some reason, I don't know why.
Do you indeed? I mean, I fancy a Ricard Macher watch, but, you know, I don't have £265,000.
But weirdly, I don't fancy an alcoholic Heineken, like specifically a Heineken Zero.
Yeah.
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 Maybe you've got a race tomorrow.
Yeah, that was, you know, like how do I best prepare my driver as his agent? I'll have him do a meet and greet in a club at what's probably like 2 a.m.
Yep. Right. So we've got F1. We don't have the Threegan 2.0 because none of us went to watch it.
But we will when it drops on VOD in 2.5 weeks, thanks to it bombing.
Because it would feel like nobody went to watch it.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
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 I feel a bit bad for her now.
I mean, just it is counter programming gone wrong. Yeah, it's not done. It's not done spectacular, but that doesn't mean to say that it's not great. We will catch up with it. Like I said, probably when it comes out on VOD. There's only so much time in our lives. And we want to have some time for you, dear audience. But we'll have some bits that we've been watching. I watched some films this week. Not many, but the quality's high.
Is it? Does that mean really low?
Right.
Quality's high.
Yeah,
Quality's
I'm
high.
worried. I'm worried.
We've also got some questions. One of them from me. So yeah, I'm cheating.
You've submitted a listener question yourself, Mark.
I'm right, I have, yeah.
Have you actually?
What? Shh.
You sad cunt.
And yeah, we're going to have some other bits. Go and listen to our friend's shows. We're a Pod Syndicate podcast. We watch projects, Change for Punter, Entertainment Landfill. There's other podcasts out there. But as I always say, finish listening to this one first, because we might be better. Not saying we are,
It's a Mark week. It's going to be
but I'm
chaotic.
saying we might be. Yeah, so have fucking at it. Let's get into it. Fucking trailers, man. Fucking let's go.
Is
Has
it?
there been any?
Is it worth maybe just touching on the Bond news?
Yes, it is worth touching upon news.
I was very, very surprised that Denis Villeneuve's the director of the next Bond film. Considering Dune Messiah is going to take up the next year. And I kind of thought now that they've wrestled control away from Broccoli and Wilson, that they'd want to get cracking. Apparently, there's no writer yet, and Villeneuve will help in selecting the writer and whatnot. So, I suppose it's best to have a script written first. That could help.
It does sometimes help some movies, yes.
Yes, but it's a classy move. And there was a report out. It feels like only a couple of days before this news came out that said that it was like Edgar Wright was apparently like campaigning for it, like he was up for it.
I like Edgar Wright. I like him as a filmmaker. I just don't see that. Not I don't think he could do it. I don't think his sensibilities lend itself to Bond.
I mean, I thought Edward Berger was going to do it. And he felt like a safe choice. I mean, apparently Nolan will never do it, because one of the things that came out is Villeneuve's not going to have final cut. But you would imagine, unless he was going in some pretty crazy directions, that his eyes are open going in, and he can make accessible blockbusters. I mean, he's made the Dune films accessible to a wide audience. That's no easy feat.
And I saw a few reports saying, but he's very sci-fi, with Dune movies and Blade Runner 2049. I thought, well, but Sicario and Prisoners.
Yeah.
Sicario, the border scene in it is exceptionally tense action stuff. And then you have the night vision sequence in Sicario is very, very good. I think it's an interesting choice that the more you think about it, you go, actually, it's kind of like an obvious choice. He works well within a studio system. By all accounts, he works well to a budget and a time frame. And actors like him and like working with him. So he seems to tick quite a lot of boxes.
And in terms of Bond, Variety...
This was a question I had. This was my question. So it relates to this. So my question was, right, within the parameters of what needs to be realistically Bond, so somewhere between the ages of maybe mid-20s to 50 is about where you're going to get away with Bond. 50 is the absolute upper limit.
In this day and age...
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh, no, I don't think, but I'm just leaving it. I'm leaving it open as a bit of a, because it's more of a fun question than anything else, right? I want you to pick me who you think it will be, who you would like it to be, and a silly choice. But the reason why I'm picking the 50 thing is so you can't fucking say like somebody who's 90, but they have to be British or Irish.
And while I'm thinking of that, Bex, what were you going to say?
I read something the other day saying that they specifically wanted someone under 30.
Yeah, that...
I don't really feel like watching Junior Bond.
It's... Mark, I'm not ignoring your question, just on this point. I think they're doing something very similar to what the game that's coming out next year is doing, where... Like, they're going to have their own video game Bond. It's not going to tie into anyone, but it's basically his first mission, and I think it's going to be something pretty similar there. Which Casino Royale was.
Casino Royale was that.
Craig was already like in his mid-30s.
Yeah,
and so that's an interesting one. To your question though, so for context, Variety reported last week that the thinking is that it's between Jacob Elordi, Harris Dickinson, and Tom Holland.
Yeah, that's what I read.
I don't buy that. The Tom Holland one is just, oh, he's British, he's English, let's sling him in there. He's just not a Bond thing. He doesn't look like a Bond.
But
I could see Amazon.
Sorry, go on.
I could see Amazon wanting Tom Holland. I wouldn't necessarily see the producers wanting Tom Holland. But go on, Bex.
I think it should be Harris Dickinson, and I think it will be Harris Dickinson. Like, if they're after, like, a suave, but young, but can, like, hold your attention kind of actor, it's not Tom Holland. He looks like a fucking child. Can't be Jacob Elordi. His face looks like a box. And he's American, isn't he?
He's Australian, isn't he?
Oh, Australian.
Aussie.
Well, then it can't be him.
I mean, well, George Lazenby did it.
Alright, one
And he's
out
Australian.
of many.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, yeah. I don't know, man. I'm probably being quite retrograde, but I still think Henry Cavill's got it in him. But not if it's going to be a younger Bond. I think Harris Dickinson probably is the right choice, especially with those three.
I think he needs to be a bit more of an up-and-comer as well. Like, Henry Cavill's already there.
I quite like
42,
Jack Loudon.
Let me just make sure I'm getting the right guy. Oh no, wait, right, all right. I have issues with Harris Dickinson. He hasn't got good hair. In fact, he has quite poor hair. Right, I like Harris Dickinson. I think he's a really interesting actor and a really interesting, hopefully filmmaker. Jack Loudon has no neck, and that bothers me.
Who the fuck is he?
Slow horses, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the lead guy in Slow Horses, Saoirse Ronan's partner.
He's Saoirse Ronan's. I was about to say it's
Yeah.
Saoirse Ronan's. Yeah.
I think husband, actually. And yeah, I like him. I think he's got good. No, the suave thing is the factor there for me, but I think he is charismatic, and I think he could realistically be a bit of a brawler if he muscled up a bit. Harris Dickinson can absolutely do that, though. Like, he's got the real men want to be him, women want to be with him kind of energy that is Bond. Or, I'm not, obviously that's quite a retrograde statement, but you get what I mean. That's what, like, historically people have said makes a Bond. And yeah, I think that would be interesting. But in terms of like a wild card under 50 choice, then I mean, yeah, I would say Henry Cavill. His time's come and gone. But I think he would have been. You look at the man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah.
He really, really could have been Bond.
Yeah. Bex.
No, I just...
So you think Harris Dickinson, that's your... You think it will be, you think it should be?
Based on the parameters that are what I think they're looking for, yeah, I mean, obviously it should be Henry Cavill. Every role should go to Henry Cavill. Look at him. But I just think it's... But then he has made some fucking shite recently.
Yeah, well, yeah, the what is it one?
So, like, I can't even say... Because my concern is if it's someone that I really enjoy watching in interesting things, Bond's a bit of a suck in it, like on like a good few years of your career, and it kind of it takes time, and it does require being prioritised over other things. So if it's someone that's doing interesting work that I like seeing things, then I wouldn't want them to do it, because I wouldn't want them wasting their prime years on doing Bond. Which is just, it is what it is. And it's not even really going to be, it is what it is with the next ones. It's going to be Amazon Bond. And so, that's kind of why I don't think he should do it. But then he has made some shine. So, I just need him to get back to doing, like, Henry Cavill things. I'd rather just watch him just do an interview about World of Warcraft or Warhammer or whatever it is he plays. Nerdy stuff. But yeah. I do think they'll go with someone like that, someone that they can squeeze every pound of flesh out of, well, because they're young.
But I mean, also, yeah, Bond is a time suck, but Daniel Craig has like parlayed Bond into interesting things. It's like Robert Pattinson with the Batman as well. It's like it's the gigantic one for them, so then you can do 5 one for me's. And Dickerson, you know, he just had a film play Cannes, didn't he? And it like a film he directed, so it's like he's obviously interested in that kind of thing. And if it means that there's more heat for him doing stuff behind the camera, you know, the kind of, you know, like Chris Evans back in the day was like, oh, I don't really want to be an actor, I want to be a filmmaker. And what has he done with that? Fuck all.
Yeah. He very much did at one point say, didn't he, that once Captain America was done, he saw his career behind the camera rather than in front of the camera. And now Captain America's done, he's just doing Netflix movies.
And Materialists, which, to be fair, was a great call to make on the page. Just in terms of it's Celine's song, follow up to Past Lives, all that kind of stuff, and you know, yeah. But yeah, look, I mean, I'm intrigued. There's a bit of too big to fail about it, which, you know, Daniel Craig's my Bond. No Time to Die isn't a perfect film. It was my favourite film of that year, and I stand by that. There are problems with it, but that last 10-15 minutes or so, and I know I said it at the time, it's like, if Bond goes in a direction now that I don't like, never mind. I've got No Time to Die. I've got the Daniel Craig arc. So this is all just the cherry on top of the ice cream now.
Spectacularly well handled for the ending to that film. It felt massive, and it topped off what effectively was an incredibly good run of movies.
It is fair to say that Rami Malek's character in that is a bit of a wet fart.
Yeah. But I mean, Rami Malek's wet fart is a little bit...
You guys haven't caught up with The Amateur yet, have you?
No.
That'll be a conversation. I think that's on Disney Plus soon.
I'm sure you'll really enjoy that, Mark.
But yeah, look, we'll see. It's obviously not going to be for another year or two, but Denis Villeneuve kind of doesn't miss, and the producers behind it, David Heyman and Amy Pascal, are massive heavyweight producers. This is going to be a classy as fuck production, which is going to have as much product placement as the F1 movie, but that's fine.
Yeah, it is. Right. Do we have any trailers?
We do. So, it might be difficult to actually tell what the title is from the title font in the trailer. Bugonia?
Oh, I haven't seen this one, but the Emma Stone one.
Yes, it's Yorgos Lanthimos' new film.
Is it New Yorkie Boy one?
Yeah, new Yorkie Boy. Definitely looks like a Yorkie Boy. A fantastic needle drop in the trailer, which I won't spoil. Remake of South Korean, I believe, film Save the Green Planet from like the early noughties. Not that they say that in this, because that wouldn't really be a selling point to anyone. It's just like it's an odd trailer, and then it's got that's an interesting hook if you don't know it. So I'm looking forward to that one. It's an intriguing trailer.
Nice.
Okay. Shit! I just scrolled past it. Roofman.
I'm very intrigued by this, actually. This is Jan Francis new one, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, and like it's weird because I was actually like, you know, you just want like occasionally when I'm just wandering around work and kind of like doing sort of bits that require a certain amount of attention, but not all of my attention. I'm kind of bibbling around because there's no music or anything like that. It's things just hit me occasionally, and I'm like, Derek Sanfranz, he hasn't made anything since the light between oceans, and that kind of just, I mean, didn't do anything, did it? Nobody watched it. And I thought, fucking hell, was it the last film he made before that Place Beyond the Pines? That's well over a decade ago. And then literally about 10 minutes later, I saw the trailer for Roofman.
It's weird how that works sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And the thing is, I remember this story coming out.
And it's a cool based on a true story thing, but the trailer just emphatically feels like, okay, yes, this feels like a very Hollywood version
Of that
story.
Yeah, it nowhere looked as nice as that, or as polished as that. Yeah, it was probably a lot grimmer. There was a lot more pissing in jars. Yeah, but I like the look of it.
Yeah, too right. It's more Channing Tatum doing interesting vacillating between Hollywoody kind of stuff and more like your more traditional Hollywood stuff, and working with interesting filmmakers and stuff like that. So, you know, good on him. Long may that continue.
I like the fact that he said, like, the one thing he was looking forward to was that he'd made a conscious, when he'd had his sabbatical, he'd made a decision within that he'd got back into like what he called healthy shape, where he felt good about himself, but wasn't like having to go to like 3 hours the gym every single day. He said, and at that point, he said, I decided that, I was okay, I was comfortable. I was not going to make any more action movies. Action, all out, what is it, Channing was done. He said, and then this was the movie I signed on to do, was Roofman. I thought, it's working with a really cool director, it's a really cool story, and it's going to be this. And then I have literally had to be climbing around in roofs and sweating my ass off, and it's just been absolutely exhausting.
Yeah.
And it's just, when I was sort of watching the interview, it just, you watch going, he just comes across as a really nice guy. Like, as an engaging sort of person to speak to, and a very enthusiastic person.
Yeah, he's one of those ones that no one seems to have a bad word to say about him as well.
Yeah.
Like, just a mensch. So, yeah, good stuff.
Right, what else have we got? We've got the Strangers Chapter 2 trailer.
Oh, yeah, we did, didn't we?
I watched this one. We watched it together.
You did, yeah? Right, I'm going to say it. This looks shit. I can't wait for it.
Such a trash person, Mark.
This is usually your thing, though.
I know, but the first one was so fucking awful.
Yeah, right, but it was so awful because of that absolute piece of shit guy.
Yeah.
Who was just, I'm sorry, right, you do not end up with a girl that looks like that being how much of a wet blanket you are.
She's annoying as well, though.
She's annoying, yeah, but she's hot and annoying. He's just an absolute, come on. Yeah. I'm just happy that this one's that these are actually going to get released. I'm starting to worry. They're all three on
Yeah, because they were supposed to be like coming out in pretty quick succession, if I remember correctly. But then that just didn't happen.
Nope.
And now it seems to be once a year.
Well, this one was supposed to come out February, I think, and then the spot that this one's in was supposed to be the third.
Right.
But apparently the third one's coming out in November now.
Okay.
I mean, they were made for cheap. The first one made enough money to wash its face. Like, they'll be in the black with these. And I suppose that's fine. I'll watch it when it's on Prime, well, like I did with the first one.
That's a perfectly fair enough comment.
Like, how's it expanding things?
Nothing.
No, just turns out that people in the town are in on it.
I mean, right.
That makes it less scary, to be honest.
Yeah. The Strangers Chapter 1. Right. So apparently all these movies cost about the same. So collectively, they cost under $30 million, apparently.
Right.
Right? The box office on the first one, $48 million. That made more than I thought it had,
Yeah.
to be fair. Yeah.
That's worldwide, I take it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it looks like shit. Can't wait for it to watch it.
Dear me.
Yeah. Fucking Rennie Harlin. What a guy.
What a guy.
Any others? Have we got any others?
Is there anything new at the cinema?
We got a new trailer for Jurassic Park Rebirth.
I am keen for that. That looks fun.
Yeah, the more I see of it, the more
dinosaur.
I'm getting pumped for it, to be fair.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna go see that on Sunday, like really, really hungover after Oasis. That's my plan. I'll train it down to the bay and I'll go see that fucker on IMAX.
Nice.
Yeah. Because Mark, I'm assuming you will probably be gone by the time I wake up. That's your style.
He's been told he's not allowed to do anything stupid with the drive being so long.
I just wake up early.
No. You will behave yourself. You will have some breakfast, some sugar, and some caffeine before you leave.
Yeah. I'll make sure we've got like some bacon and eggs and stuff in.
Just Ian, just lock the door and put the key somewhere he would not be able to find it. I am holding you responsible for making sure he leaves at a reasonable time, not a stupidly early time.
Okay. Yeah. No, I can do that.
Okay.
I can do that.
I'm pumped for that. Very pumped for the new Jurassic Park one.
I'm a little worried that reviews haven't dropped yet, and it's out on Wednesday.
I was surprised when it did say it was out on Wednesday. I was like, oh, that's very soon. What I will say is, there was another trailer, and I tell you, that's the first time I've liked the look of that. The Superman.
Yeah.
I've been a little bit underwhelmed by the Superman thing. And I've seen the Superman trailer a couple of times in the cinema. But when we went to see F1, because my mind was in blockbuster mode, I think. And I was going to see F1, and I was sat there going, I don't really know what I'm expecting here, but I'm looking forward to spending my time with it. And because I was in that kind of mode, when the Superman trailer was on, I was like, do you know what? Yeah, I'm alright. I'm looking forward to spending my time with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd seen a little interview thing that Nicholas Hoult and David Corenswet were doing. And he just came across quite... he came... Because my worry was he'd been in Twisters, hadn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And he was a void of space in that film. But in this interview, he came across quite kind of charismatic and fun, but not a prick. And it was quite. And I thought, oh, all right then, okay, I can see why you're Superman now. So I'm kind of, I still think it's going to be a bit bobbins, but I'm more up for that than I am up for Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, no matter what, whenever I watch it, my brain's just going. It's a bit Jetsons-y, this, isn't it?
It's Superman's not too long either. I think it's just a bit over 2 hours.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Which, yeah, that's okay.
Let's have a little look. How long is it? Yeah, just 130 minutes. So yeah, so you're probably talking 2 hours with credits, aren't you?
With credits, yeah, 2 hours easy.
Ooh, I
yeah.
do like that new poster as well. Proper old school looking poster. That's nice. That.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So how long is Fantastic Four? Fantastic Four. It'll be like the first steps. No runtime yet.
Oh, there must be though, because they're selling tickets for it. Hang about. So, right. So the IMAX has got a showing at 10:30 a.m. then 1:30.
IMDb has it listed as an hour and 55.
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably around 2.
That is comforting and worrying in equal measures.
It'll be interesting if people are like, yeah, Pedro Pascal's not great in it or something. If like after Materialists, could
If old Hansi P gets a little bit of a kicking.
Yeah. So the old Hansi P.
Hansi P. It's very handsy, isn't he?
Who?
Old Pedro. Hansi P.
Right, he needs to touch his co-stars like because of anxiety,
but only his attractive co-stars.
No, I mean he holds Bella Ramsey's hand all the time, and she's basically a mutated potato.
Oh my god!
I'm glad the girl on the podcast said that.
Yeah, no, that was not me.
I mean, she is though.
That was not me.
Not good to say what I think.
That's fine.
Right. Should we review a movie?
Do it.
Right. F1 is written by Aaron Kruger, directed by Joseph Kosinski, starring Bradley Pitt, Damson Idris, Kerry Condon, Javier Bardem, and other people. What does IMDb say it's about?
Cargo Vroom.
What?
Does it say it's about Cargo Vroom?
Yes. A Formula 1 driver comes out of retirement to mentor and team up with a younger driver.
Yeah.
Hilarity ensues.
Hilarity ensues. Right. Ian has no idea what I thought of this movie. Mm-hmm. I haven't even letterboxed it yet. So, Ian, I can't start with anybody else. What did you think?
It's an interesting one because the F1 fan part of me is like there's too much in this that isn't representative, and it's not very. The action scenes don't feel very fast, and that's because they're in F2 cars, not F1 cars, and the commentary was echoing, despite the fact that at races they don't have the commentary on, so it's echoing for no reason. It's more like Joseph Kosinski's TV was just wrong, and he just doubled down on it. And generally, the consensus around F1 fans is, yeah, it's not good. And I'm not there, so I gave it a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd when I came out of it.
Can I quickly interject? Just because it is relevant to the point you've just made. And I've said this to you on X. I didn't watch the first series of Ted Lasso in spite of the fact that everybody was telling me how fucking wonderful it was and brilliant. I didn't watch it till it all finished, and it was a few weeks till after it had all finished, because I can't watch football things because I can't take my brain out of the, well, that wouldn't happen, or that's silly. And series 3 annoyed me because I was like, it constantly had like, oh, West Ham United are up there, and it's like, no. And so if you were to say to me of that series, which I enjoyed all 3 series of it in a similar way, if you'd have said to me as the football fan, I'd have been like, oh, it is complete bollocks. No Premier League football team trains on one singular pitch, nothing else.
The West Ham thing was really weird.
And there was that, and there was
it
all
was.
sorts of things, and the fact that the football actual bits in it were shite. It was all the other bits around. So I can absolutely see where you're coming from with that. I just wanted to get that bit in, so I could just kind of get a bit of context for that.
And I get the thing, and I get those complaints, but as a straight down the line sports movie, I think Brad Pitt does an awful lot of heavy lifting.
Do you think that this could have been called F1, not the movie F1 sports movie?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. But I thought Brad Pitt was really good. I thought he and Kerry Condon had good chemistry, even though it's fair to say that the second half of the film, it's almost like Kerry Condon was just like playing it as Brad Pitt's into you. So, like, act like that.
See, I really don't agree with that. Mark said the same thing, and like the chemistry is just so not believable. Like it feels really forced.
No, I don't agree with you.
Yeah,
Mainly 'cause I don't think there's any woman in the world that can talk to Brad Pitt without thinking, oh, I kind of want to fuck you.
Yeah, but you don't really seem that into her.
Yeah, he fucking does.
No, he doesn't.
He does.
Not really.
He fucking does.
I don't know, he
He
does.
fucking does.
But I mean, yeah, okay. So I thought the on-track stuff was actually a bit disappointing. I thought the commentary, while I get why it was there, was so overwhelming in terms of sonic impact that I think it actually took away from the on-screen action. Damson Idris, sure. I don't really know the actor.
No,
I
come on,
thought
don't just be nice. He was shit in it.
Yeah.
Damson Idris was shit in this film. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
really distractingly bad.
yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, so look, I think I'm leveling out at a 3 to 3.5. I certainly think the film was good enough. And to be honest, I don't know what else I could have expected. I don't think, with F1 themselves being as involved as they were, that I don't think you could actually get a better film than this. And that's not a compliment. And I don't think it gets the sport over all that well. Apart from the technical stuff, I liked how you're seeing the wind tunnel. You're seeing how important the car design is. You are seeing how important tyre strategy is. Those are things. What aren't things, and this did boil my piss a little bit, Brad Pitt's strategy of, I'm going to bash into people and cause safety cars so I can get a cheap pit stop. He would be getting race bans left, right, and centre if he actually did that.
Yeah, I thought
And I'm
that. Like, surely he would be disciplined for that.
Can I ask a question?
He would.
Can I ask a question on that? Was that a thing that was more prevalent in the early 90s in F1? Or has it never been a thing? That's a genuine question.
No, because it's like, if you bash into someone, there is a chance that they could have an accident. And all the drivers have to, like, clean, fair racing. And, Ayrton Senna said, if you're a racing driver and you don't go for a gap that exists, you're no longer a racing driver. There is that, but it's not, I'm going to knock into this guy. I mean, Verstappen did do that a couple races back, but it was because he was pissed off and he was lashing out. It wasn't because he was trying to get an advantage. He was just fucked off and it was childish, and he got penalty points on his license for it. They do, sorry, and I will stop in a second. They do have the whole thing of other teams are wary of him and staying out of his way and stuff like that. But yeah, he would be getting race bans, and I'm surprised F1 themselves were comfortable with that in the story. And my last point is Brad Pitt coming in and saying, no, this is how you should build the car, is fucking absurd, and is actually maybe a little bit insulting to the folks who do actually design the cars. But saying all that, as a sports movie, I thought it was enjoyable, and I think Brad Pitt, if it wasn't him, this actually could have been just straight up bad for me. I'm sure we'll talk more, but that was my extended monologue.
Becky, what do you think?
Yeah, well, just to speak to something that Ian was talking about, like I was watching it thinking, I don't watch F1 now. I don't like it, but I used to watch it a lot when I was younger. I used to watch it like all of it, like throughout the season, and like it just wasn't a thing that like a team would have some kind of incident every single fucking race, some dramatic incident. So that just felt a bit like, oh, he's doing that again. Oh, okay, so this is happening again. Oh, he's off the fucking track again, and it's like it just made it predictably like forced drama. I thought the on-track stuff was boring, to be perfectly honest. I thought it was badly done and it went on too long. Like the half hour plus that I would cut out of this movie because it is so much too long would be track shit. But I think the off-track stuff is decent enough. I think Brad Pitt's really good. I think Brad Pitt bouncing off Javier Bardem is really good.
Yep.
The other kid he's just like Amdram bad. He's like really bad. His redemption arc where he's like, oh, I'm a cunt. Oh, suddenly I'm a nice little Boy Scout is just too quick. It's just far too quick, and it's not remotely believable. And it really kind of ruined him for me, and him plus Brad Pitt, like their dynamic for me as well, because it felt like bobbins, and a lot of tyre shit. What else? Oh no, that was
I liked.
Yeah. Your point about what's her name, the first female.
Right.
It's very reductive.
It is a little bit. One of the big criticisms I have of the film is she's the first. It makes such a point of she's the first ever female technical director of an F1 team, and she fucks a driver.
Yeah.
It is a bit.
But us women, we can't control ourselves, you know.
Around Brad Pitt, you can't.
I mean, that is fair.
So, I mean, that is the other bit where I'm a bit like, but alright, go on.
It's the design a car for combat thing. Like, it just... But again, that's like F1 fan head coming into it. I just like him coming in and going like, do this, and then suddenly the car's good. Right,
taking away, because I know that, again, the F1 fan idea of, the fact that drivers wouldn't be able to do that, but I think film-wise, not reality, so within the film, I think the idea is that he's come in and he is, because he's not steeped in the way that F1 is now. That's it. They've tried all the F1 ideas. They've tried all of that, and he's going, we need to think outside the box because our car's a shitbox.
There is one, and I like the fact they use shitbox as well, because that is a phrase in F1. Like, there's one line I think where she's like, oh yeah, if it's designed to be closer to the drivers and like be up in their dirty air.
Yeah.
And like, so they're designing it for that instead. But like, I kind of just wish that was her idea. And like, that would have been enough. That would have been enough.
She is only a woman.
If like they're talking and then, yeah. But if they're talking. And then she's like, well, we could do this. Or, job done. Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, that's also a fair point as well. It's like, as soon as Brad Pitt walks in, she's like, yeah, all right, I'm going to fuck him. Yeah. Anyway, Mark, sorry.
Right.
Just before you get into your bit, there was a bit that made me want to like cut off a little bit of my brain so that I could forget it existed, and that was the bit where the ginger dude starts chanting combat, and then they all join in. That was horrible to watch.
But I actually think that he's intentionally being a little bit silly within it, and silly things do work in those situations. Within team sports, you do end up doing silly things and saying things that you know are silly, but you do it anyway because it does help kind of build that kind of morale thing. So I was kind of alright with that, to be fair. Right, I'll get my negatives out of the way first. But I've got a negative with the whole. I found it a little bit clangy. That Kerry Condon and fucking what is it? I think especially with a sport that has such a checkered history, let's say, of female representation. So yeah. The best in-car stuff was the Daytona stuff at the beginning.
Oh yeah, the Daytona stuff was fun.
A lot of like the motor sport heads have been saying that as well.
Yeah, I did think that. And just for clarity, I don't watch any motorsport. It's not my thing. Part of that is I think it's something. I think a lot of sport watching is something you either have to have grown up to, or you have to have a very strong interest in. And I personally only have ever had enough bandwidth for football, and that is it. So I just don't. Other sports exist, and I'm like, yeah, but why would anybody else watch them? It's my thing there. Brad Pitt's great. He's playing just fucking human charisma is what he's playing, and it's Brad Pitt, so he can kind of pull it off. Bardem is having a ball playing the character he's playing. And I can believe that I can believe that people like that exist. I like the fact that he doesn't become the bad guy.
No.
I really like the fact that he didn't make him the bad guy. What the bad guy that he becomes is saying, I am not letting you race this anymore because it's his friend and he doesn't want him to anything to happen. He doesn't double cross him. He doesn't go against him. I like that. Kerry Condon's he's great in it because she's a very charismatic screen presence again. She's a fun screen presence and she's a good actress. I like the pit crew. We're all very good.
Yeah.
There. I really liked it. I enjoyed my 2.5 hours with it. I enjoyed the tyre fucking shit. Because it's the strategy behind it. It's the idea, like a fascinating thing that I always have with. I'm just relating it to football because I can relate it to sports wise what I know and I'm just there. I always find it fascinating the fact that that people think that the only thing that happens with football is the 90 minutes they spend on a football pitch playing a game, and that nothing else happens. They just turn up to that, play the game, and they fuck off, and they wait until the next one happens there. There's no fucking training, there's no attack, there's none of that. That 90 minutes is such a small percentage and a fraction of what is actually going on. So I kind of liked all of that strategic bits. I like the idea of the fact that they've got this team meeting and they've all got their headphones on so that nobody can hear what they're fucking saying. That was pretty fucking cool. I kind of like that idea. That just level of just secrecy.
But everyone would be able to hear what they're saying.
What?
Because they're saying it.
I know. It's the silliness of it. They're all sat on a table. They could just be talking to each other. They don't need the headphones in. Yeah. But I like it. I like that silliness. It kind of feels right. I think you mentioned it in our group chat because I asked about what F1 fans were thinking about it. The fact that I get the whole well, that wouldn't happen. It's like, yeah, it might not. I could see why that could hurt people who are into F1, but it's a movie. It's not. You watched F1. This is people who don't watch F1.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there were other things that I haven't mentioned, but they're just because it is like, come on. Like, I had to get over myself a little bit that the Belgian race is in a completely wrong part of the calendar, and it was to the point where I was like, I know footage from that track is in the trailer. Have they just cut that section out or something? Because it's the bit where Brad Pitt's like leading them running up the track, and there's loads of them behind him.
Oh yeah.
That would usually be like 6 or 7 races before when it actually is in the film.
Oh, so is F1 like the La Liga season where the games are played at the same time every single time? It's not like a fixture thing that comes out, it's random.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah, it's not random because it's like logistics as well, and they're trying to reduce their carbon footprint. So it was like that. I know.
I mean,
Sorry.
I know, but
at least they're trying.
it's better than not trying. But I mean, in all seriousness, I think it was like Belgium to Las Vegas, and they don't do that. And I'm talking about it more than I was intending to, but it was like that kind of thing. I did just have to get over myself a little bit. The fact that they are testing at Silverstone at the start of the film, but mid-season testing isn't a thing. They wouldn't actually be allowed to do that.
I did think that when they said that, and it made me think, wait a minute, is it that they're allowed to test? Because they're literally not allowed to test, are they not? Is what I thought.
No, during the season, no.
Yeah, but then it did make me think with them specifically mentioning that it was the midway point in the season. I thought, oh, maybe they are allowed a reset period in the middle of the season.
Yeah, no,
they're not.
They would,
right, fair enough. I did think
that.
But then again, this is what I'm saying. I don't know these things, so they didn't bother me. And I think I'm a good test card for this because I'm just very much watching the movie without any of the F1 thang going on there. But I had a great time with it. Thought it was really good. I do agree. Damson Idris is not great. He's, like you said, Becky. His arc is too. He's being a big I am knobhead, and then all of a sudden he's not, and it's too much.
Yeah.
There. I did find it amusing of the fact that they are at pains to not show him without a shirt on, whereas they're at pains to, as much as humanly possible, without it getting too gratuitous, show Brad Pitt without a shirt on.
Can't really blame them.
No, I'm fine with it. I would have had more of him without a shirt on. It is a little bit like that. It's just there wasn't enough Shea Wiggum. But I think we can say that about life.
Him getting a single card billing at the start.
And then don't see him again.
No, I mean, yeah.
I thought we'd see him again.
His whole performance was before his credit.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
I thought, is he going to fucking show up to like the pit and go, the hell is this fucking shiny piece of shindig going on here? And start fucking telling him what to do.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be some kind of mechanic whereby they'd pull Brad Pitt, go, I know this really great guy, and pull him into like the technical crew.
A bad end, be going, no, not having him here, get him out, and him looking at it going, well, that's shit. And then him and what's his name, the other guy, the main mechanic guy from there, end up like taking hate each other, but then becoming best friends.
That would be some real sports movie.
That would have been sports movie, yeah. I really liked F1. Sports movie. I really liked it. I wasn't bothered by the fact that it was 2.5 hours long. I can see why people might be and would say, like you said, Bex, you could cut there. I was kind of fine with it. I think it had a really nice energy to it. We haven't mentioned it, but it's got a great Hans Zimmer score to it.
I was underwhelmed by the score.
Yeah,
and specifically,
everyone else has been minge-faced on this, so I'm going to fucking go to bat for it.
That final lap where Kerry Condon's like, he's flying, needed a stronger score behind it to really get that.
I agree with that, yeah. I do agree with that, but I liked it up. I liked everything else around it. Tobias Menzies, his face gets weirder as days go by. Like, there was a weird point where I thought, why has his face got so many folds? It was odd. It was concerning.
I don't know who that one is.
The basic wrong'un in it.
Oh, the bad guy.
The absolute, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I like the fact you just sent me a thumb, a middle finger emoji.
Yeah.
and then there's no him trying to sabotage stuff because he wouldn't be able to do anything.
No.
Like, it's a fucking race. I did like that it was, that's done.
Yeah, he didn't try. Yeah. I had a good time with it. It's fun. I am looking forward to seeing Sonny Hayes returning in Days of Thunder 2.
It would be amazing. And it's like now, I genuinely do wonder whether they'd be like, yeah, you can just take the Sonny Hayes character. It doesn't have to be F1. And just do a movie with him not made in association with F1, where he teams up with Tom Cruise. Because, again, if he did team up with Tom Cruise, I don't know how you could do that as an F1 film. That would make so little sense.
No, but it just there was too much Cruise around the whole.
Yep.
What is it?
The premiere and stuff.
And the fact that Kaczynski has said, you know, it'd be really cool if we could get these together for that purpose. And it's like, you're tickling the balls now, aren't you?
But you do Sonny Hayes and Cole Trickle. Like, you don't. You don't need the F1 aspect of it.
I don't think it will be F1. I think you might have Kerry Condon there. You might get little cameos from Bardem and Damson Idris. Shea Wiggum should be back as top billing.
Sure.
Do it as fucking NASCAR. Why not?
It should be Days of Thunder, the Chip Hart Chronicles.
Is that his character's name?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's Cole Trickle.
No, Shea Wiggum is Chip Hart.
I knew you wouldn't have got that wrong. That's good. I mean, it will be interesting to see how this does. Like, it's opened strong. They reckon about 155 million worldwide. But it did cost an awful lot of money as well.
Yeah.
It's got some real competition over the weeks ahead as well.
I don't think you can do a sequel to this movie that involves F1 because your most charismatic part of it, nobody is going, fuck, I can't wait to see Damson Idris take over the reins. No one gives a shit.
No.
And I mean, I thought it was fascinating how little the real drivers are actually in it.
Yeah.
Even though that did remind me, I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but so Lewis Hamilton produced the film, and that was very much felt for me towards the end of the film, where there's just this ADR bit of dialogue of someone going, Lewis Hamilton never backs down.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think any of the other drivers get any real comments about them.
Not only that, there was a bit before it of he's neck and neck with 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton.
Even though, like, the 2023 season that this film is taking place in, the Mercedes car was a shitbox.
Is that the season it's taking place in? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Fair. Right, I'm going to say I am definitely not shit. I had a good time with this movie. And, you know, I will happily watch it again when it comes out on, what is it? I'm looking forward to a nice winter evening watch of this around sort of November, December time.
I will just say as well, I did also enjoy the girl in the nightclub saying, "Are you a F1 driver?" "Yes, I am. Can you introduce me to Carlos Sainz?" I enjoyed that. I kind of needed a bit more F1 verisimilitude, to be honest.
It does feel a little bit like it was teased that there'd be more, and what we got was far too much of planes flying over things.
Yeah, so the only stuff you really get with them actually in with the drivers is the anthem to the British Grand Prix, where they're and they were actually there in real life. It's not like a CG'd in thing or anything. But aside from that, all the other cars and whatnot, that will have been either fake cars then CG'd up to be the real cars, or just they're interacting with CG. And yeah, I get none of the drivers, none of the teams necessarily want to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
But it's weird how faceless they are. But then also, to be fair, on the other hand, Toto Wolff at the end, he's the guy who says to Damson Idris, like, "Oh, if you're ever thinking of like leaving Apex, there's a seat for you."
And he's one of the executive producers as well, isn't he?
He's an executive producer, yeah. He's the team principal and co-owner of the Mercedes team, and that bit was fucking brutal. Like, so maybe we don't need the drivers in there. I don't know. It just, for as much access as they had, for as much as it was shot in these places, I kind of thought that was a little bit lacking.
I think there's a possibility that there was a little bit more filmed, and Kaczynski has basically gone, "There's shit on camera. I can't use it. It's going to be crap." And somebody, maybe he's shown somebody, and they've gone, "Yeah, that's shit. Fair enough. It makes me look like an idiot. I'm all right with you not having it in there."
And I think the drivers were all right with it as well, because the impression I got from some of them, what I've read and seen, is that it was kind of cool having them there for a bit, and then it was just a bit, you're kind of in the way a little bit here. I would be surprised if they're able to do this again. But yeah, let's just have Sonny Hayes and Cole Trickle together in the Chip Hart Chronicles.
Damn right we should. Definitely not shit. Really enjoyed it. Strong possibility. I mean, I right now it would be in my top 10 of the year.
Really?
Yep. Quite high up. I had a great time with it. It's a fun movie. It's a sports movie. Mark likes sports movies.
Well, fair.
I had a good time.
Won't touch my top 10. Don't think it's shit. I want to give it another watch at some point.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't like it, but it wasn't for me. Like, it wasn't. I'm not its demographic, and I can't sit here and be minge faced and say it's shit, because it's not.
Nope.
There's bits of it I did enjoy. There's just too much of it that I didn't. And when you're having your winter rewatch, I will go out.
Fine.
Okay.
I'll have a great time.
That's fine.
In my fucking Chip Hart t-shirt.
It's a begrudging, definitely not shit though.
Definitely not shit 80%. Touch and go 20%. Once again, the people speak with Mark.
Sure.
Yep.
Once again.
What have you been watching here?
Yeah, I've only got a couple of things. It's not been... Actually, no, it has been nearly a week since we recorded, so maybe I need to bump up these rookie numbers. But yeah, two things. So, I caught up with Y2K.
All right. I haven't watched this yet, but I've been meaning to watch it for a while.
Yeah, so directed by Kyle Mooney. Sorry?
Should I not watch it?
Yeah. So yeah, directed by Kyle Mooney, ex-SNL cast member. Stars that fucking Jaden, whatever the fuck his name is.
Martell.
Yeah, real wet fart of the. Is he a Stranger Things?
Is he a Stranger Things guy? Let's have a look.
Oh no, okay. So he was in he was in the It films.
Yes,
yeah,
that was
okay.
it.
All right. Yeah. All right, fine. So it's him, Julian Dennison,
He's
the and Rachel Zegler. It's New Year's Eve. Jaden Martell and Julian Dennison are these kind of loser guys. Dennison's got a little bit more charisma to him. Martell fancies Rachel Zegler. They're at a New Year party thing. Clocks turn midnight, and then machines basically start killing everybody and trying to take over the world. It's interesting because it kind of feels like Kyle Mooney's like, I really, really wish I could go back to 1999, but then makes it also look shit.
Fair.
So it's like obviously got a lot of reference for the time and whatnot. There's some, I don't know. It's got quite an abrasive style to it, and a lot of like the computers are represented by this like one voice that is very bro-y, and like just a lot of like, you could suck my dick, brah, and like stuff like that.
Oh.
But it's
So things that didn't actually become popular until like the mid-noughties.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that. But it I don't know. It just. Can I do a couple of mild spoilers?
Absolutely.
Actually, not mild. Not mild. Not mild.
I don't care to it.
Okay, so Julian Dennison is actually pretty charismatic in it, and I quite enjoyed him. And then he's killed off after about 20 minutes. And then it's Jaden Martell being just a wet fart. And a bunch of other characters who get kind of like picked off as the film goes on. It actually gets more interesting when Fred Durst turns up playing himself, which is great because obviously like it's 25 years hence, but there's just a one line where somebody just goes, Fred Durst, you look like shit. And that's basically how they explain it away. They continually refer to him as Fred Durst.
And it is Fred Durst playing Fred Durst, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's up for it. And I thought he had a couple of good like funny moments.
If anybody in the world is up for taking the piss out of Fred Durst, it is Fred Durst.
And yeah, and I mean he brings a good bit of life to it. There's some decent practical gore, a couple of times, but I just kind of wanted Kyle Mooney to just get over it a bit.
Yeah.
And just calm down. It's and not in a like, hey, you kids, like stop kicking your ball in my yard kind of a thing. Just a mate, you are presenting this like, why can't we be back here?
Is it
thing.
that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and he plays a relatively big role in it as well. And yeah, I just don't get on with Kyle Mooney all that much. And the aesthetic of it, yeah. It's not shit, but it makes a very poor narrative decision 20-25 minutes in. And then you've got Jaden Martell, who is just not a leading dude.
No, he's very soft-voiced.
Yeah. So
He's all right in that Mr. Harrigan's phone. Is that
he's all right, yeah, but he's very soft-voiced.
Yeah.
Having as a lead in something when he's that soft-voiced.
Yeah.
Like by the end, and it's funny. Like by the end, he's kind of barely done anything, but it's like he's saved everybody. It's like, well, not really. Actually, Rachel Zegler did an awful lot of that. She's all right in it. Not really asked to do all that much, to be honest. It doesn't really feel like a stretch, but she's fine. Like I say, not shit, but I kind of just wanted Kyle Mooney's direction to shut the fuck up.
Fair.
So there we are. And then I also watched. I think this has just popped up on Netflix. The Blackening.
It has, yeah.
So this is a film from a couple years back, directed by Tim Story, who's had a wild fucking directorial career, and he's doing that bloody Eddie Murphy, Pete Davidson one next. So The Blackening feels like a reaction to Get Out, where it's like, what if I tried to do some smart social commentary, but just shitter? So the group of friends have rented a cabin for to kind of like celebrate Juneteenth, and there's some shady shit going on. Pre-credit thing is to the couple who have arrived early find a games room, and there is a board game literally called The Blackening, which, like, the board is like a game of life kind of board, but in the centre it's a big like black and white minstrel thing that starts talking to them. And they get killed off, and then the others come, and then it's like Saw meets Get Out, but without any gore. Just the kind of like the do you want to play a game kind of aspect to it. It was fine, like it passed the time on the cross trainer. I don't think it really does have all that much to say, or at least it kind of pulls its punches. Like there's a bit where they're having to answer these questions. They got to try and get all these questions right, and it's like, I can't remember the name of the song, but it's like essentially a bit like a big important kind of black anthem in the US. And like the question is like, everybody knows the first verse, but what's the second verse? They're all like, and it's like they're gonna maybe say something about the affectations that people put on of like celebrating heritage or something, and just like how people just aren't interested in historical shit. But then one of them's like, oh no, I know it, and then just fucking nails it. It's like, oh, all right then. It feels like it wants to have some stuff to say, but then just kind of goes for an easy out throughout the entire thing. There's also a reveal in the third act, which is just insanely telegraphed and is supposed to be a surprise, and it just really, really isn't. But I don't know, the cast are all fine. Yeah, I mean, it's like 90 minutes long. It's in one eye out the other. Yeah. But it does feel like a reaction to Get Out, but just not made by Jordan Peele. So, there you are. And that is it for me.
Bex, what are you watching?
Not very much, to be fair. I have watched 2 films. I have watched the Disney movie... 3 films. I finished Insidious Red Door. It's just a fucking banger.
You're a big fan of that one, aren't you?
Fucking love it. I love how it ties them all together. And there's bits from previous movies and you're like, oh, that's when they did that. That explains it. It's like there was a plan. And I doubt that there was a plan, but I reckon they rewatched them and went, we could do something that makes that seem like we had a plan.
It seems like a good idea if you're going to do that kind of thing. Far too many people don't do that.
Yeah. No, but like, I mean, maybe...
Not my genuine, far too many people don't do that.
No, I know. But like, yeah, maybe they did have a plan from the start, and they were like, oh yeah, we're going to explain this in the 4th movie. But I doubt it. So I think they've done that. But I fucking love it. It's very fan servicey, and I think what's his face? Ty Simpkins is really good in it. I love the fact that it's the same kid actors. It just makes me really happy. So yeah, I've spoken about that many times. I watched Disney's Hercules after, like, literally finished Red Door and went, work's boring, and I'm sat down in here in the office on my own. What else can I watch? And watched Hercules.
Nice.
It's fine. It's Hercules. It's fun. It's not as bad as a lot of them, and it's not as good as some of them. I think my good list versus like normal people's Disney fans' good list would be very different. Like, my favourite one's fucking like Treasure fucking Planet, but you know, it is very much like, it's fun. It's very like not historically inaccurate, because that would be wrong, because it's based on myths, but it's mythically inaccurate, because like the whole point of Hercules is that he's Zeus's son born to a mortal mother. Yeah, that's not what's happening here.
I mean, it's myth. It
Can't have infidelity in a Disney movie, can we? So, but yeah, so it's fun, and James Woods might be a problematic dickhead, but he's a great voice actor and voice person.
That's fair.
Yeah, really enjoyed it, and like, I like that you can half pay attention to it. Like, I know that sounds awful and it's really quite disrespectful of the movie, but like, I've seen Hercules quite a lot of times, and it's nice to have on in the background. I can't work in silence, so just having it on, chirruping away to itself is good. And then, now on this one, this one I also started watching at work and then had to stop, because this one you do have to pay attention to. I watched Natural Born Killers.
Nice, at work. Good stuff.
Well, so yeah, it was weird actually though, we were reading all the trivia about it. I didn't realise Quentin Tarantino hated it so much.
Oh yeah.
Why does he hate it so much? Just because it's really different from his script?
Yes.
But his script, like, from what he says it was about, sounds kind of boring.
He's not a fan of it. Wasn't a fan of Oliver Stone's style either at the time.
I fucking love Natural Born Killers. I think it's ace. I like how insanely like chaotic it feels. I like how gory it is. I like how like just uncomfortable to watch it is. And I enjoy violence, so yeah, I had a really good time with it. And I'm a big fan of Juliette Lewis. I like seeing her and stuff. I think she's got a really weird on-screen energy that I do vibe with.
I like seeing her up until 1999, and then after that, no.
But yeah, really enjoyed it, and yeah, it's weird because like, oh god, what's his name?
I don't know.
The main guy. The main actor in it.
Woody Harrelson.
That's the one. I couldn't remember his name. Because again, like in the like trivia thing, it was like up till this point. Like now, Woody Harrelson is Woody Harrelson actor. He's been in like some more gritty stuff, but like at the time he did this, he was the dude from Cheers. And it's like what a pivot, and I love that for him. Yeah, really enjoyed it. Robert Downey Jr. is really good in it. The dude who plays Scagnetti,
Tom Sizemore.
He's really good in it.
You got a chaotic and madcap performance from Tommy Lee Jones as well.
Yeah. Everyone is chaotic in it. It feels like Fear and Loathing-y in its energy.
It's
like,
got that kind of
yeah, like a Gonzo-y kind of feel.
It does have that Gonzo
thing. And I just love it, and I love the intercuts. It's a beautiful film. I love it.
Stone did a lot of that in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, things like that and U-Turn. You had that
U-Turn.
manic energy to his films.
Yeah. U-Turn's mint.
It almost like it was influenced by the fact that he was doing awful lot of cocaine.
Oh yeah, you can 100% tell.
Yes.
But yeah, I've been a bit anxious about rewatch. Well, not anxious. I've been a bit reticent to rewatch it because I've always really liked Natural Born Killers, and like I think as you mature and get older, your tolerance for violence does wane a little bit. Whatever the reason, it does or can. And I was a bit like, am I going to watch this and then realise that like I'm a pussy now and I don't like it and I can't take it, I can't handle this level of violence anymore. And I was watching it and it's like, no, I'm fine. I really enjoyed it. Still like violence.
Good.
That's me. Oh, actually, no. Really quick, like sidebar. I've been watching the Goosebumps TV series that's on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the one with Schwimmer in.
Yeah, but the first season, which he's in the second season.
Okay.
It's really good. It's really, really good. And if anyone out there has got like kids of a certain age that they're wanting to introduce to like gateway horror, basically, it's good for that. Really good. Like there's peril, but it's mild peril.
Is it?
But it's slightly above like mild. It's not like
It's not soft peril.
it's not like Nando's lemon and herb. It's more like the mild. It's a bit spicy, but not yeah.
Spicy. Is it?
Not that kind of spicy, you fucking pervert. But yeah, really enjoying it actually. I've kind of held off because I wanted to watch the Schwimmer season and like I was a bit like, I want to have to watch a whole other season first. And then I've just kind of accepted it.
That's how TV works.
Yeah, I know. That's me.
Okay, right, let's go.
Oh God.
What? Which thing? What? So I also watched a James Woods movie.
Okay.
It's a crime film about a cop, an LAPD cop, based on a James Ellroy book called Blood on the Moon. And the film is literally just called Cop.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. The reason why people have probably not heard of this movie that much is because it's fine. It's perfectly fine. But it is incredibly, like, confusing. Like, it's not that it's so twisted, what is it? It's just that there's both so much going on, but nothing going on at the same time. So you watch it going, wait, why has he been to all these places? Why? Who's that? Why is he now in the morgue? And you're going, right, this is fascinating when all this comes together. And then it's done. And you go, right, this is pitched. It's pitched, right, as a neo-noir. The only thing that is neo-noir about it in any way is a couple of times you have a bit of a jazz score in the background. And that's about it.
That's more than enough. What are you complaining about?
Like, I was hoping for... I was going to it going, am I getting, like, a fucking underappreciated, like, 80s James Woods classic? No. Just, if you want an underappreciated James Woods classic, just watch Salvador. That is the underappreciated James Woods 80s classic. Yeah, Cop is not that much Cop. Right. I watched October Sky, the Joe Johnston movie, which stars Jake Gyllenhaal. It also stars Chris Owen, the Shermanator, Chris Cooper, Laura Dern, and it is based on a true story about a kid called Homer Hickam, who in the 50s became obsessed with the idea of building a rocket inspired by Sputnik, and then ends up trying to build a rocket with a group of friends, and like they build like their own launch pad and their own like everything, that they get really involved in it. And going through and like the town, or at the start his dad runs the coal mine at the town, and it's a coal mining town. And he's like dead set against it, thinks it's a fucking stupid idea, and keeps basically just shit talking him. He's played by Chris Cooper, and the town just think it's kind of funny and keep taking the piss out of them about it. And then they get more and more of the town start getting involved and getting going, look, this is actually quite good what they're doing. They're not just, they're building this, they're getting better and they're learning from mistakes and they keep doing all these things and they keep just getting better at it. It's a great film. It's just a really fun, entertaining, quite sweet watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's like nothing too like horrible happens in it, but it's not overtly shucks or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's not like that, but it is kind of just you watch it going, this is just really nice, and occasionally this is really nice. It's quite nice to watch. It's a film that you should emphatically watch during the day. Don't watch it on a night. Not that it doesn't deserve the night, but you don't want to watch it on a night. You want to watch this during the day. Be a great lunchtime movie. Like when you've got the day off and you sit down and have some lunch and you're gonna basically just sit there and go, yeah. It just honestly, it's on Netflix at the moment in the UK. I had just a lovely time watching it. And it's not often you get to have a lovely time watching something.
That's true.
Yeah. All the kid actors are really fun in it. And yeah, Laura Dern's great. She very quickly starts going, oh, this kid's actually on to something. Yeah. Right. I watched Miracle Beach from the Motion Picture Corporation of America. What?
Sure.
Yep, this has Dean Cameron, so it's a sign of quality. I'm gonna just to give you an idea of what it's about. I'm gonna give you, I think, the IMDb thing could be quite good for this. Miracle Beach. So it is. A down on his luck beach bum asks cute female genie to help him seduce the woman of his dreams, only that he realised he might be looking in the wrong place. Yeah, Dean Cameron plays like a beach hangout guy who gets kicked out of the apartment, his girlfriend leaves him, and he loses his job all in the space of like 15 minutes. And then Pat Moriarty gives him a lamp, and it's... he gets this genie called Genie. And then...
As I dream of.
Yeah. And then he comes up with all these like things to impress this girl, because he's got his eye on this girl. And one of them is he beats Dean Cain in a volleyball match. And then he decides that he can't just keep all his wishes. It ain't just 3 wishes he gets, it's just wishes. He can't just keep them on himself, so he helps, like his mate Alexa Arquette can have some of these wishes as well, and so they wish for a big party mansion, and it's all going on, and he's trying to impress this girl, and then she's just been a bit of a knob, and then he ends up realising that actually the person he does love is Jeannie, and then he falls in love with her, gives her a kiss, and she becomes human, and they've got all this cool shit. The end. I had a good time with this movie. I probably shouldn't have, but I did. Because Dean Cameron might be one of my close personal friend, Dean Cameron.
Yeah.
Might be like one of the most underrated cinema leading men ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also nice seeing him in warm weather climates rather than just ski movies like he's not.
Is he the ski school guy?
Yes, he is the ski school and ski patrol guy. Yes. Yeah. I had way too much of a good time with.
Alexis Arquette brings a weird energy to a movie as well.
Yes, they do. Yeah, so I'm gonna say, I'll admit it, Miracle Beach is kind of lowbrow. It is a little bit lowbrow. So I had to up the fucking stakes a little bit here and kind of like bring the mind out of the gutter a little bit. Yeah. So I watched a film called Up the Creek. Yeah. Which is a little bit, right, like if you smashed Wacky Races into Animal House. but it was set on a rapids race.
I'm going to set you a little challenge for next week.
Yes.
I want you to attempt to watch no films because I can hear him doing it, even though I can't see his face. I'm going to challenge you to watch only films that don't make me and Ian scowl.
So up the creek, right?
I made a noise when you said up the creek, and Don came in and asked if I was all right.
So Bob McGraw,
Sure.
Max, Gonza, and Irwin, right, are students at the worst university, right?
Why is Bob McGraw the only one who has a last name?
Because he's played by Tim Matheson.
Right.
Who in this is a cross between, is dressed like a cross between Knight Rider and Magnum PI. They're at the worst university in America, who have never won anything and are last in everything. So the dean gets all of the worst students together, because that's a logical thing to do, right?
Yeah.
And tells them they've got to win this fucking river raft race. And if they win it, they all get to get degrees in whatever they choose. Right?
What? Hang on. What? If they win the river raft race, they could literally say, "I want a degree in engineering," and they'd be given it.
Yes. There's literally a scene where they're going, so I can have one in English Lit? Yeah. I can have one in astrophysics. And the guy, the dean's going, yes. How do you not understand this? I will give you a degree in anything you want.
Yeah.
So they decide, we're going to go for this. At this point, it's mildly madcap. There is one of the guys who is basically playing just... he is just playing Bluto, John Belushi's character from Animal House. But it's kind of like... It feels like it's just going to be that kind of energy. And then, when they start getting to the actual start of the rapids race, river race here, there's all these other schools, but like there's a school that are from a military school. They get disqualified straight away, but they are angry, and the guy who's running their team goes full fucking like Kurtz and goes nuts and tries to sabotage any of the team. The main team of the rich team that are absolute fucking douchebags, they'll have like explosive arrows and like remote control planes that can drop torpedoes and bombs and things on other people's rafts, and they're doing that.
Sure.
Like there's a bit in it where they shoot an arrow and it sticks in, and the team look at it and go, it's just an arrow, as long as we don't pull it out, we'll be fine. And then they go, wait a minute, it's ticking. And they'll have to jump out and it explodes. Yeah, it's that kind of just out of the box thinking. I would say that Up the Creek might be another one of those movies where I enjoyed it more than I possibly should have.
You think?
I do, yes. There's a dog in it.
There's a dog in it?
Right. Yeah. So Bob McGraw, Tim Matheson's character, right? He has a dog that literally the dog, he can talk to the dog and understand what the dog is saying just from the looks of the dog. There's a great scene in it where the dog gets angry with them because when they like the night before they're about to go to this race, they all go out, but the dog is like motioning that he's going to go somewhere else. So Bob's going, wait, have you got a thing? You've got a date, haven't you? And the dog's like nodding, and he's like, all right, fine, but you need to meet us there then. And the dog nods back, and he's like, all right, you go on your date and meet us there. When they eventually get there, because they're late, because they get sabotaged by the rich team, but they get there, the dog's already there, and he's pissed that they're late. So he's like got his back turned to them. Won't talk to them. And so Bob's basically got to get him back by promising him that they'll go back to this bar where the dog's got a thing going on.
Do you know what, Mark?
A thing going on.
I love you.
Yes.
Sometimes I really, really want to hurt you.
It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. It's fun. It's basically the wacky racist bit of it make it a little bit like there's some shit going on here. Yeah.
Is that everything you've watched?
That's everything I've watched, yeah. Yeah. I'd save the best for last. What?
You are challenged for next week.
That's fine. I accept this challenge.
Don't watch shite.
And I will come out of it on top.
So, seeing as you've told me off for watching Natural Born Killers without you, I am going to be watching JFK at some point over the next week. Would you like to join me?
If we get time at some point over the next week, yes, for
That's
that
fine.
epically long movie. Right, questions. Dylan says, what's the crappiest film you totally love? Something you know you can't justify or really defend to anybody, but can't help enjoying.
The Marlon Wayans starring a haunted house.
That's a good answer, that. Becky.
Does the second Silent Hill movie count?
Yes.
Yes.
Emphatically. I don't think I can answer this.
No, there's so many.
Because it's just
Yeah.
They're all
no.
shite.
almost
Everything
like
you
it's
love is
my
shite.
MO.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just many.
Probably that up the creek.
Now, I'm going to say that genuinely Hot Tub Time Machine is a good movie, so I can't include it in this
No,
because
no.
it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Hot Tub Time Machine 2 might be a bad movie, but I don't care.
I really like.
I don't care. It's got the You're a Fucking Nerd song in it, which is brilliant, and I use it a lot.
You sing it to Isabel.
I sing it to Isabel loads.
Nice.
She deserves it.
And it's got Craig Robinson delivering the lines and really fucking strong in a beautiful way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, there's that. Rick Kidd, question for the episode with the F1 review. What is your favourite film featuring motor racing? For me, and this is obviously pre-F1 viewing, nothing comes remotely close to Rush.
Rush is a very good shout. That or Talladega Nights for me.
Another good shout. Let me just have a look. Films featuring motor racing. 'Cause I have a feeling there's one I'm missing in my brain, that I'm missing something. I mean, I really like Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad that I said Talladega Nights and not Ford versus Ferrari, but the heart wants what the heart wants. So yeah.
I don't think we're allowed to include the any of the. It has to be a motor racing movie. I mean, could you say Speed Racer?
I was going to say.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
It's not
100%.
mine.
Fast and Furious movies. would
No,
also
it can't.
count. They're street races.
I don't think you can have them.
It's motor racing. There's a motor in the cars that they are racing on the street.
Still-
What's it? Gone in 60 seconds now. They're
No,
stealing.
heist movie. Could you have Herbie? I'm not going to have it, but you could have it.
You could have it.
Cannonball Run.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, but I'm going to go Ford versus Ferrari, actually. I really like that movie.
Yeah, totally.
And we have another one. We had another question. I found it. Anna Jones says, you find yourself making an official movie for a sport. Which one and who's your star?
What was that again?
You find yourself making an official movie for a sport. Which one and who's your star?
Sumo wrestling
Shout that.
and if he was still alive, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
He'd have done that.
He would have done it. Like, that's the thing.
Boss
He
as
would have
well.
committed. Yeah.
Bex.
I don't know. That's so niche.
Sports. Which sport are you going to choose?
See, I like a surfing movie, but I feel like there's too many good surfing movies already.
If it's a sports movie, a lot of the surfing movies that actually just contain surfing rather than it as actually a sport. So who you having?
That's fair.
Who you having? Who's your star? And you're not allowed to say Matthew McConaughey because it just feels too obvious.
Can it be alive or dead?
Yeah.
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. Oh, what am I going to have? What could I have? Name me a sport, because I've already got my star.
Rodeo.
Rodeo.
Starring. No. My alternative is rodeo.
Who's it starring?
Miles Teller.
No.
Why?
Because mine's better.
Fuck you. It's
Rodeo.
my alternative.
Rodeo. Starring Eric Roberts. It's better.
It's too
It
old.
doesn't matter.
to be a
Just
rider.
it don't matter. It's better.
I want to throw another one in.
Go on.
The Leicester City Story, starring a young Klaus Kinski as Jamie Vardy.
One condition.
Go on.
Danny Drinkwater has to be played by Eric Roberts.
That's also fine.
And Nigel Pearson. Not Nigel Pearson. Claudio Ranieri is going to be played by Shea Wiggum.
No.
That could be a challenge.
Shea can do it.
You're a strange man.
Yeah. What are we covering next week, Ian?
There aren't enough movies about rodeo riders.
There's that Dallas Buyers Club. He's a radio rider on that.
Alright, that's one. That's what I said. Is
Say it.
there are not enough.
Just saying. There's another one.
To be fair, dude, Becky did say not many, and you only named one.
Yeah.
Well, I meant
Just a
to.
prick, Ian.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a movie called Rodeo. Nothing to do with rodeo.
mate, I feel like with some of the stuff that you talk about that you've been watching, I don't think you've got like any high ground for like anything. To be honest,
That's a really good burn, Ian. Thank you.
I have the highest
You're
ground
welcome.
of all.
No. You don't.
I don't care. I don't care that the ground that I go, that I live in, and that I do my best work in is low enough that it fucking caterpillars teabag it. I am fine with that.
It's a bog. Like, it's not even nice enough to be called a swamp. It's a bog.
I'm alright. I'm just slopping around in my bog.
Yeah, that's fine.
it's good.
Not like it, Ian. Don't lie to me. It's not good.
I mean, I don't know. That made me laugh. You know, it's fine. You slop around in your bog, Mark. That's absolutely fine. Next week we're going to be covering Jurassic World Rebirth, a film I think we're actually all quite looking forward
Yeah,
to. So
I'm really looking forward to it.
I said it when we saw the trailer again, and I said it earlier in the podcast. It's got Scarlett Johansson punching a dinosaur. That sounds fun.
That's good stuff.
It's odd how erotic that might be.
Sure.
And on that note, who's hosting? It's
me,
Mark.
yeah.
Mark,
Yep. Right.
get us out of here.
Thank you very much, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ian.
Thank you for finishing the show, Mark.
And thank you very much, listeners. We shall speak to you next week. Goodbye.
Vroom vroom.
Vroom.